It's 11 minutes after 11 o'clock right here on Channel Africa. Thank you so much for choosing Channel Africa and the African Diaries. My name is Kitty Phetla, standing in for Shayla this evening, and we are together for another about 50 minutes, and we're going to get straight into our next conversation. But before I do that, do find us on www.channelafrica.co.za, and also if you want to engage with us on our social media platforms at Channel Africa 1, Channel 628 on OpenView HD, and Channel 802 on DSTV Audio Bouquet. This part, this is part of our continuous conversation for today, which is about what saving actually looks like in real life. So that's what we're going to be focusing on in this hour, especially when incomes are irregular, responsibilities are high, and there's very little room for error. We'll be talking to our guests who've found creative ways to cut costs, save consistently, and use tools like stockfiles, community support, and simple discipline to stretch your money further. So we'll explore how to move from financial regret to financial recovery, how small habits can make a big difference, and what smart saving really means for the rest of 2026. If you've ever felt like you are falling behind financially, this hour is for you. Practical, honest conversations about making your money work harder starting now. And to help us with that conversation, we're going to be having our conversation with Viwe Moni, who is our financial coach for this evening. Viwe, good evening.
Good evening, Kitty. How are you doing?
I'm okay, and you? Thank you so much for making the time to join us this evening, because it's a very, very important conversation.
Yes, Kitty.
Now, many people feel they've fallen behind. How do you start saving again without feeling overwhelmed or discouraged?
Okay, I would say, you know what, we've all fallen behind at some point.
Absolutely.
But you need to be realistic and understand that at this point in time, I am falling behind. So you need to look at your finances and look at your spending, and then you sit down and say, you know what, this year I want to start saving for my year, So yes, you need to sit down and speak to yourself and be realistic, and then you can start small. You don't have to start big. You can start with maybe 500 rands a month, or maybe 200 rands a month. Then that's something.
I think that's definitely true. My motto is just get started. It doesn't have to be a big, as you said, it doesn't even have to be a big amount. Just get started.
Yes.
What are the biggest expenses you managed to cut back on, and how did you do it?
Okay, firstly, it was the business loan.
All right.
So I started my business like on zero debt, because I had to save for the business, and not only saving on my own, with my colleagues and my friends. So we started a Stockfed Club, whereby we were all saving money every month to start our businesses. And also for the car that I'm using to work, I'm using a smaller car to work, and that car I bought it cash, because I was avoiding paying installment with the car that I use for my business. So those are two big things that I've done with my Stockfile group and with my savings.
Oh man, installments are such a commitment, hey, honestly.
Yes,
They are
yes,
such
it's
a
a
commitment,
lot.
because I think it's one of the things that make us panic.
Yes,
If you're
yes,
having a
yes.
bad month, you're like, oh my gosh, my house, my car, and so forth.
Yes, with the house, you even have to move to a smaller place, because I mean, if the installment is high and you can't afford, you have to downgrade.
But, to some extent, banks are very forgiving. Even car finance banks also are very forgiving, as long as there's a line of communication, open communication. When you
Yes,
see a
yes.
problem coming, they just appreciate the communication. Now, can you share a cost-cutting habit that seems small but has made a very big difference over time?
The weekend outings with friends, that is
Mm.
something that can assist you. If one can cut out on that, because remember, if you're spending, let's say, 1,000 per weekend, it means that it's 4,000 per month. And that's a huge saving. I
Whoa.
mean, I'm not saying you shouldn't go out, but you need to limit yourself. And also, you can't be attending every event that is available in your area. So that is something that people don't understand. So you can go out once in a while, but not every weekend. That I think that's one thing that people can do.
It's amazing how amounts just really accumulate. As I put it to my own example.
Yes,
I love my coffee every morning. I go to Seattle Coffee, get my coffee.
yes,
But, I don't know. It wasn't even a savings thing. I just thought, oh man,
mm.
I don't need this coffee every morning. But
Yes, you don't.
when I think about it, now I haven't been having coffee in the morning for some time now. But when I think
Yes,
about it, that's 60 rands every day without fail.
it makes
60
a
rand.
difference.
Yeah, so that accumulates, and that's like 5 times in a
Yes,
week. That's
yes,
every
yes,
day,
yes.
so times that by 4 weeks, 5 days, so that accumulates, and it's quite
Yes,
scary.
even buying lunch every day. I mean, you can make your own lunch at home if you've got time.
Absolutely, that is definitely a given. My problem is grocery shopping, hey? You
Yes.
just go for kids and stuff for school. So I do that kind of shopping weekly. And I find myself that, I always ask myself, how can I do less of it, but without
Yes,
losing what I need to get for the little one? Do you know what I mean?
yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
So,
yeah.
mm,
Sorry for interrupting you.
um,
I interrupted your trail of thought. Please continue.
okay, so with the groceries, what I did at my home, I involved my girls so that I don't buy things that I don't need in my house. So
Mm,
also with the snack and the veg and fruit, I normally buy it on weekly basis because I don't want to be spending much on those things because the little ones when they see that there's more snack on the fridge or more fruits, and then they will use everything that you bought on that week. So I normally do that grocery every week, and then on month end, then that's when I buy in bulk.
yeah, but I go with the same intention as well because I'm like, okay, well, the juices and stuff for sandwiches are things that you have to kind of buy weekly. Like your
Yes, yes, yes,
cheese, peanut butter, bread, especially bread. But then I
yes.
end up buying other things that are already in the house.
So
Like,
what I do in that case, I involve my kids, my girls.
right.
They stick to budget.
Oh,
They know
yes,
what
that's
we need.
right. That's right.
So that really helps me because they are the ones who are now using the app to order like what we need on weekly basis. So that's how I save. Also nowadays we've got our like apps that we use to look for specials. So you can go around and look for your apps and see which shop has got lesser prices than the other, and you compare prices. That also helps.
I'm definitely going to take your advice, but my child is got a wandering eye like me when it comes to grocery shopping. But we're going to hold that thought for now. It's exactly 20 minutes after 11 o'clock. We're having a conversation regarding saving, and, just being more wiser with our money, especially for the rest of 2026. We're having this conversation with our financial coach, Viwe Moni. But we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to continue with our conversation in just a moment.
Parlez-vous couramment le français? Êtes-vous passionné par la radio? Et êtes-vous qualifié pour travailler en Afrique du Sud? Envoyez-nous votre CV et vos 3 minutes démo en MP3 à @channelafrica.co.za pour avoir une chance de rejoindre la famille Channel Africa. Si vous n'avez pas de réponse après 14 jours, cela signifie que vous n'avez pas été retenu. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
Africa's heart beats one story at a time on African Diaries with Shayla.
It's 21 minutes after 11 o'clock right here on African Diaries. Thank you so much for choosing Channel Africa, the African perspective. We are having a conversation with Viwe Moni, who is a financial coach, and we are talking about the practicalities of saving and actually being intentional about it and putting it into practice. Now, Viwe, you remember I told you that, my child and I have got a wandering eye when it comes to groceries. Now, how do you reduce spending on essentials like food, transport, electricity or data without sacrificing dignity or quality of life?
Okay, so with the data, I always look for a company that is the cheapest of all, and then the one that can be affordable to us as a family with unlimited data. So I always do that. I shop around and see which one will work for us. And then when it comes to food, I normally look for specials. Like I go to all the apps and have a spreadsheet where I can see that at this shop, let's say an item is this amount. And then if I see some things on special, because sometimes you get 3 for 2, and then that's when I buy a lot so that I can have enough for the next month. So basically, we have to shop around. You have to shop around, and you also need to know which company offers the best products at affordable prices. So that's what I do a lot. And I don't even get tired of doing that because I know it saves me. I make it my mission to make sure that I go and get the cheapest item, but it must be cheap, but also good quality as well.
Man, I was just about to say, I have a profound respect for your time because, such practices need a lot of time and patience,
Yeah, but once you get used to it, then it really, really helps you when you see your savings. And also people aren't aware that there's also some store cards now that you can use to save your money, because when you use your store cards at certain petrol garages, then it means that you're getting points back to buy anything that you need for your house, you see. So those things are small things, but they do help.
I'm a big believer of those. For someone with an irregular income, what saving method do you think is most realistic?
Okay, I would say you need to understand your situation. You also need to, if you have an income that you're not really sure that you will be getting money or not, you can also make use of the combos that you normally get from the food grocery stores. And then you also need to make sure that you don't have to save a lot, as long as you can at least save for emergencies. So in those months that you're getting money, you can take some of the money and save it for emergencies, because you know what, when the emergency comes, you don't want to be going around and asking people for money, borrowing money from people. Then it means that you've got at least savings that are there for emergencies. So I think that people can do that.
Now, when it comes to December, December spending often comes with guilt. How did you move from financial regret to financial recovery?
So for December, I realized that when I go home, I'm not from Joburg, so we normally travel home to Eastern Cape. I realized that I spend money on transport. I spend money on traveling, and when I get home, I'm still expected to buy groceries. So what I did to myself, I decided, you know what, my December salary is not going to be part of my December plans. So for December, I've got Stockfell group that I've got. I'm the admin of the group. So we save money for groceries. So it meaning that in December, I've got a friend of mine that will go and drop food at home, meat and everything. So we are like a group of women that we are playing the Stockfell.
How many are you in the Stockfell?
We are 20. We are 20.
And if you don't mind me asking, what's the buy-in? How much you guys pay every month?
Okay, so what we did, we decided to divide the group into 2 groups.
Okay.
So the others, they're paying 300 rands per month, and the others, they are paying 500 rands per month.
Right.
Those ones that are paying 500 rands per month, they've got an extra portion of meat that they will get towards the end of the year. So people, they choose where they want to go. All right.
So then you don't have to worry about December, right? And expenditure
No,
on
no, no,
food
no. At
because,
December, I
I mean,
don't worry about December because already when I get home, the grocery is already there, so I don't have to buy anything at home.
now, speaking of Stockvels, has communities like, family, friends, Stockvels, or shared resources played a even bigger role for you in terms of saving and cutting costs?
Yes, they do a lot. Like for example, like these days, I don't see myself buying furniture on installment, because I mean, if I can play Stockful with my friends and then I just go and paid cash, it means that I've avoided paying interest on those bigger items.
Oh,
Same
wow.
as if you're going to be starting a business. If you start a business with a loan, it means that you'll be paying an interest on also every month, and
Like a
you're worried
house.
about paying the loan. Okay. So now you can run your business smoothly because now you know that you don't owe anyone. You just have to
Yeah.
pay the Stockful money only, and that's it.
Now, what mindset shift helped you stay disciplined when it would have been easier to just give up?
I think it's knowing that I do not have a backup. When you know that you don't have a backup, no one is going to back you up when you're in trouble.
Yeah. You've got
And it
so much
keeps
to
you
lose.
like
Yeah.
awake is you know that you don't have anyone to call when you are in trouble with money. So that's what kept me going.
What's one saving myth you had to unlearn along the way? Because, it's very hard to unlearn bad habits.
Bad habit like going out going out with friends. I decided to stop doing that. I don't do it unless it's really, really something like a birthday party of my friend's child or family member. But I don't just go out for fun. I don't.
That's very, very interesting because sometimes it's very important to just spoil yourself, but you got to do it responsibly. Hey.
Yes,
Uh,
and believe me, I do go out alone and spoil myself, but I don't go out every weekend because I mean I don't want to spend money unnecessarily.
it's very important. I think it's nice to take yourself out once in a while or buy yourself something nice once in a while. But you know
Yeah.
how we are as parents. You go into a shop, you're like, today I'm here for me. And then your
Yes,
eye will wander to the children's section. And then,
and you get something for the kids.
yeah, it's game over. It's game over. And I do it every time. The only time I don't do that if you put me in front of shoes. Because
But also, what I've done, I'm avoiding malls now. I don't go to the malls because we've got online shopping. So I normally just shop online and then they deliver it home. So that also helps because now I'm not there physically.
now, I want to just to wrap things up in two parts. What are you prioritizing financially for the rest of 2026? And if listeners could adopt just one smart saving habit right now, what would it be and what would you recommend?
Okay. This year I'm planning to expand my business
Okay.
and I'm planning to do renovations in my business. And I'm also planning to save for my kids' education. I don't want to struggle when they have to go to university and start studying. So this year I'm planning on doing those things. And also to the listeners, I would like to say, if you are not disciplined enough, commit your money. Your money must be committed because if you commit it to a savings, or you can have a 32-day savings or 7 days savings, or you can play Stockfell, it means your money is committed. No one can come and say, borrow me so much, or no one can say, you know what, I've got this emergency, borrow me. So commit your money into something, then you'll see, you'll go forward.
Absolutely. I think that's amazing because then you have no access to that money
Yes.
easily. You really have to be patient in order to get that money in your hands. That is really,
Yes.
really incredible advice. Thank you so, so much for joining us and just giving us clarity and knowing that you have put this into practice. When we
Yes.
talk about our financial discipline, you are putting it into practice every day. And I've really taken some nuggets from you today to put in practice for myself personally. So thank you so much for your time.
All right. Thank you, Kitty, and thank you for having me.
That was Viwe Moni, a financial coach, putting it into practice. You know, we talk about it, but, you know, this conversation was definitely about saving and actually, you know, what it looks like in real life, especially when it comes to, you know, irregular spending or responsibilities that are high, and when there's very little room for error as well. And it was really, really great to talk about all things that is, you know, community driven, and also about stokvels and how to be disciplined financially as well. You know, in past interviews that I've done, you know, as a ballerina, someone would say to me, so can you make a career out of being, you know, a ballet dancer? And I'm like, you know, one can actually make a career out of absolutely anything that you respect, right? And they're like, but financially, you know, is it making sense? And I was like, any career space will make financial sense if you live according to what you earn. If you're earning 5,000 rands, your lifestyle, unfortunately, for that time has to be a 5,000 rands kind of lifestyle. If it's 10,000 rand, and so forth and so forth and so forth, you know, because there's no point to, you know, at a starting point, your lifestyle, what you're earning is 5,000 rands, and then you live beyond your means. That would really send me into a massive panic. So that's how I used to always contribute to this question when they always say that to me. And I was like, yeah, absolutely. I get a salary, but I live according to this salary. And of course, you are an ambitious person and want more for yourself. And as you want more for yourself, you are going to work towards a, you know, a bigger financial injection. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my motto. Live within your means, because saving is not easy, but it can be easy at the same time if you have this trail of thought. If you just think about how painful it is, the grind for every day. You may respect your work, you may love your work, but the hard work that you put in every day, it is one to be recognized and to be respected, right? You grind those hours every day. You work and sweat very hard for your bag, for your money. So think about that moment, yeah, that you want to save that and still want to have a soft landing because of saving. That was our Money Matters for this evening. It brings us exactly 33 minutes after 11 o'clock. My name is Kitty Phetla, and you're listening to African Diaries.